That's all coming up at 5:30. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. It was a bit of a spotty day when it comes to rain. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, you're outside right now. How is it?
It's a bit muggy outside. We've moved up a lot of that moisture from the Gulf, and that's allowing these scattered showers and thunderstorms to really get going here as we move throughout the rest of your Sunday. Still holding on to some showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but we're already paying attention and looking at the setup for Monday as we could see some severe weather. Still keeping that marginal risk for severe weather across all the News 3 Now coverage area. While just Rock County has that 2% tornado threat, all of us should at least have a plan in place just in case a weak tornado is formed outside of that 2% area. And then that marginal risk moves off towards the southwest as we go into Tuesday. The difference with Tuesdays is it might actually be inhibited because of how hot we're expecting to get. But overall, strong wind gusts as well as localized large hail are going to be the main threats as we move throughout your Monday and Tuesday. Taking it in down to the Janesville area, we got a heavier shower just beginning to push into northern suburbs of Janesville, maybe pushing into Hilton as well. Outside of Footville, that shower is continuing to move northwards. We also find another heavier shower off towards parts of Juneau, Adams County, and then into northwestern parts of Sauk County. Not seeing any lightning with these showers, so we're at least keeping it just at rain for now, but we're going to track out and talk about why we may not see severe weather not only Monday, but Tuesday in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, sounds good. Stay up to date on the weather on our First Warn Forecast weather app. It is hourly forecast, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office announcing Sunday deputies responded to an emergency plane landing in a farm in Hubbard. After receiving reports of a plane that was flying low and sounded like it was having engine issues, the office says it sent a deputy to the area of Rash Hill Road and County Highway TW in the town of Hubbard. There, law enforcement located 2 airplanes in the farm field. The sheriff's office says the pilot of the disabled plane was on his way back to Georgia from the EAA Air Venture Show in Oshkosh when he began losing power to his single-engine aircraft. The pilot made an emergency landing in the farm field because he could not make it to an airport. The second plane on the scene was traveling with the first and landed in the field to check on the struggling pilot. Fortunately, there were no injuries or property damage during the emergency landing. Staying in Dodge County, the sheriff's office saying Sunday deputies responded to a fatal single vehicle crash in Trenton, killing the lone occupant of the vehicle. The sheriff's office says the crash occurred at County Highway A and U.S. Highway 151 when a southbound vehicle on U.S. 151 entered the median, vaulted over the northbound lane, landed in the southbound lane of County A, and struck a concrete barrier. The vehicle suffered extreme front-end damage, and the driver was pronounced dead at the scene by the Dodge County Medical Examiner's Office. The office says the crash remains under investigation by its crash investigation team. The name of the driver is being withheld pending family notification. One nonprofit in northern Wisconsin is celebrating a major milestone, 40 years of keeping the community safe. Michael Germain has more on the La Crosse Crime Stoppers team.
An organization comprised of people from all over our communities.
The La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers operates independently from all law enforcement agencies.
Some of us are, like I said, are business owners or servers, your neighbors, your friends.
Here's how it works. The La Crosse Police Department partners with the La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers and provides a law enforcement liaison with Crime Stopper tips. The liaison then presents these tips at board meetings. The crimes that are solved because of these tips receive a reward.
And the cash reward is left for that person that gave us a good tip.
Tips remain completely anonymous. The crime tip will then be directed to a specialized La Crosse area police officer for further investigation.
They will sort it out accordingly if it's going to La Crescent area, Holman area, West Salem area, La Crosse area.
Crime Stoppers work to combat all types of crime, including hard-pressed ones like drug distribution and abuse.
Our main focus, obviously, within our community is trying to get some of these illicit drugs. The fentanyl is an enormous problem.
Even tips on smaller crimes go a long way.
But the small ones make a difference, too. If people are breaking into cars and what have you, a good tip like that goes a long way as well.
In a statement to News 8 Now, Lieutenant Linnea Miller says, in part, Crimes that have been solved in our area include thefts, drugs, assaults, and homicides, just to name a few. We appreciate our relationship with the La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers.
There are multiple ways you can contact the La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers. If you have a tip you're looking to submit, you can do it through their P3 app or head to lacrosseareacrimestoppers.com. Throughout its 40 years of service, the program has made over 2,000 arrests while recovering over $1 million in property and drugs. And coming up next on News 3 Now at 5:30, the campaign trail continues for both Vice President Harris and former President Donald Trump. More insight on who Harris's running mate could be. And tonight at 10, Consumer Reports takes us shopping, giving tips on how we can best save a few bucks.
If we were all the same, we'd only need one SUV. But what a boring world that would be. Individual SUVs for individuals. Imagine that. Get offers on select models at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Get special offers on select Lexus NX models.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
My husband and I finally agreed that we need a new bathtub and shower, so he went right to work on it. I think he's procrastinating.
For a new bathtub or shower, just call 1-800-HANSONS. Installed in as little as 1 day with optional safety features and a no-leak guarantee. Get 50% off installation or no interest and no payments for 1 year. Offer ends soon.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
Get 20% off during Hy-Vee's Frozen Food Sack Sale. 1 day only, this Tuesday. That's right, get 20% off all frozen food you can fit in a sack. Get 20% off frozen meals, 20% off frozen pizzas, 20% off frozen breakfast, 20% off frozen treats. Get 20% off all frozen food you can fit in a sack. Don't miss the Frozen Food Sack Sale. 1 day only this Tuesday, only at Hy-Vee.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30, moving forward.
In exactly 100 days, Americans will head to the polls in this year's presidential election. Former President Donald Trump's campaign is responding to criticisms of his vice presidential pick in J.D. Vance, while Democrats are enjoying some newfound momentum with Vice President Kamala Harris. As CBS's Christian Benavides reports, Trump says the gloves are now off.
At a rally in Minnesota Saturday night, alongside running mate J.D. Vance, former President Donald Trump made it clear he's done with the national unity appeal that followed his assassination attempt.
I want to be nice. They all say, I think he's changed. I think he's changed since 2 weeks ago. Something affected him. No, I haven't changed. Maybe I've gotten worse.
He railed against Vice President Kamala Harris, now the presumptive Democratic nominee.
There are a lot of people that say she destroyed San Francisco. She will destroy our country.
It was a turbulent week for Republicans who had to answer to prior comments made by Vance.
Bunch of childless cat ladies. Substance of what I said, Megan, I'm sorry, it's true.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham on Face the Nation.
Is it a mistake for Senator Vance to keep talking about Americans who don't have children when it comes to a national campaign?
Right. Yeah, I don't have children, but I'm going to vote for J.D. and Trump. Look at all these interviews by J.D. He was talking about how the Democratic Party has abandoned the traditional family.
On Sunday, Kentucky's Democratic Governor Andy Beshear was out campaigning for Harris and taking jabs at Mr. Trump.
2 nights ago, he called her a bum. If he wants to see a bum, he ought to look in the mirror. And what he'll see looking back are multiple bankruptcies and 34 felony convictions.
he's one of many candidates on the list to potentially be Harris's running mate. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
And coming up next on News 3 Now at 5:30, residents of Mount Horeb get to experience art from across the state. And meteorologist Blaze Keller is back with a complete look of your First Warn forecast.
There's a lot to love about life in the 608. Fundraisers, farmers markets, family events.
Tell Josh what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning in the 608. Weekdays only on News 3 Now this morning.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, and Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
You're all looking for something new.
New?
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 or Z Fold 6 on us.
I usually just try out a new look, but that sounds lit.
I heard their cameras have new Galaxy AI features.
Have what?
Galaxy AI.
Gonna get one now.
I'm fine.
New and current customers get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 or Z Fold 6 on us. US Cellular, built for us.
Joe Biden put Kamala Harris in charge of the border.
We have a secure border.
On Kamala's watch, illegal border crossings hit record highs. Criminal illegal aliens are murdering Americans. Cartels are poisoning kids. And illegals are receiving taxpayer benefits and putting more burdens on hardworking taxpayers.
We have a secure border.
Kamala Harris is dishonest and dangerous. Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
What's up? You need some windows?
Hum.
Oh, you need windows. Yes, you do.
Hey folks, you call the experts? Increase your curb appeal and save big this summer with free installation on windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no interest for 5 years. And we'll get it done Feldco fast. Free installation ends Wednesday. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30. Moving forward.
Before the rain hit around the area, people took to the streets for the Mount Horeb Art Fair. Filled with some of the best artists from around the area, the art fair featured pieces from across southern Wisconsin. The event is one of the largest in Mount Horeb, and officials say it's really helpful for the city.
It's a huge boon to our local economy. The restaurants and the shops downtown really benefit from all of the extra traffic. We also drive a lot of heads into our local hotels, and so that's really important.
Art fair goers were able to partake in live music and a silent auction as well. Now let's get a look at your First Warn forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, what should they expect?
Well, we are tracking our latest round of possibly severe weather. I would say of the 2 days that we have severe weather chances, I think Monday is going to be the better of the two, given that Tuesday we're going to be much hotter. And even though that may seem counterintuitive, given that you want warm air for severe weather, if you get too hot, you sometimes put what we call a cap on that, and you essentially ruin all chances. Whereas Mondays is going to be conditional as to whether or not we clear out cloud cover from morning activity. So a lot of us are underneath that marginal risk for severe weather on Monday, but we only find that 2% tornado threat across extreme southern parts of Rock County. However, everybody across the News 3 Now coverage area should have a safety plan in place and a way to receive weather alerts, because we saw it earlier this year where we didn't even have a tornado percentage for that day, and we ended up seeing 3 tornadoes touch down across southeastern parts of our coverage areas. So just make sure that you have a plan as Tuesday's severe weather threat moves off towards the south and west. But Tuesday we're going to be much hotter, and so that, as I mentioned, may put a damper on our chances as we go into Monday or Tuesday afternoon, whereas Monday afternoon is is just based on cloud cover. But overall, it's not a great setup. It's not an organized low pressure system. So we'll see maybe some localized strong wind gusts as well as some large hail. And then, of course, because we've been so saturated, we'll keep a slight chance for some minor flooding. And then we'll also keep that isolated weak tornado threat as well. Through the rest of this evening, we'll watch as current showers and thunderstorms dissipate. And then here's that morning activity coming out of Iowa. That tapers off, but it's a secondary round of showers and thunderstorms moving out of Minnesota and Iowa that could put a damper on our severe weather threat into Monday late afternoon. If Future Track is painting what could happen, then this activity will have needed to die off, I would say, right about now. It shouldn't be here on Future Track if we want to see that severe weather threat going into the afternoon, because this leftover cloud cover is going to stabilize the atmosphere despite us being in those mid to upper 70s to low 80s. Watch as we don't really see anything after that, and that's just because of that cloud cover. If we lose that, then we'll have a better chance for maybe 1 or 2 severe thunderstorms into your Monday afternoon. Now we're really only tracking one thunderstorm, and that's near the Janesville area right now. That's the only cluster registering any lightning. Everywhere else is just light to moderate and at times heavy showers as temperatures sit in the mid to upper 70s to mid 80s. Dew points are in the 60s and 70s as well, so we have the ingredients, but we just don't have that organization above the surface to get any real thunderstorms, let alone any severe weather activity this evening. So non-severe storms are going to continue throughout the rest of your evening and possibly into at least the early parts of the overnight, and then pick back up again as we go into early parts of your Monday. But next week we remain above average, especially there Tuesday through Saturday of that following week, as our heat index values Wednesday and Thursday could approach the triple digits across state line communities. We're into the 80s for your Monday. That chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, and again, an isolated severe weather threat possible into the afternoon. There's a look at your planner taking us from the morning hours into the evening hours on your Monday. Stay with News 3 Now. We will keep you guys updated throughout the day. And there's a look at your 7 and 10 day forecast. No alert days as of now, but we're going to remain in those 80s pretty much through the next 10 days with a couple chances there approaching the low 90s Tuesday, and then that following Tuesday and Wednesday as well.
I know you mentioned some potential severe weather, but I'm going to assume that there are no twisters in the forecast for right now.
No, thankfully.
But you did get a chance to see some on the big screen, am I right?
I did. I got to see some with Braden.
All right, well, sounds good. And as he just mentioned, our Braden Ross sat down with Blaze to sort out fact and fiction in the new blockbuster, Twisters. Take a look.
All right, we have our snacks. We are here for one thing only. Let's do it. So, thoughts?
Thoughts on Twisters. So, I'm going to be biased being a meteorologist, given that I was around when Twister, the iconic movie that it was, first came out.
In the original 1996 movie, you have a group of meteorologists working to improve tornado warning lead time.
Still, nobody knows how a tornado works.
In 2024's Twisters, they're actually trying to stop them in their tracks.
What it was maybe getting at is, what is the next step in severe weather? You know, we've got the better lead times now. So what's next? Obviously, who can control the weather is going to change the world.
You think you can disrupt a tornado?
I mean, that's the question, right? Is can you actually stop a tornado?
And in theory, and I'm going to be saying this a lot, in theory, probably.
The meteorologists in the film launch chemicals into the air to cause the tornado to dissipate.
That produces a lot of rain, which then produces a lot of cold air, which then, as they say in the movie, chokes the tornado, which is, in the science, what would kill a tornado. Tornadoes don't like cold air.
But trying to control the atmosphere is harder than Hollywood makes it look.
Our air is dictated by air above us and then around us. So if you have a tornado that's moving, and then you put rain-cooled air in front of it, it's moving with the tornado. You're not moving it into the environment where all the resources are instantaneously cut off.
Okay, so safe to say the main plot point is pretty unlikely. But what about the rest of the movie?
It does blur this line of, yeah, it's for Hollywood, but we got to be careful. They seek shelter underneath an overpass. Never go under an overpass. You're much safer to get out of your car and lie in a ditch. There's many points where, you know, they're getting very, very close to these tornadoes, if not in it, in just what looks to be a normal car, which you should never do. We've unfortunately lost some very experienced storm chasers to storm chasing. So again, even experienced meteorologists, experienced storm chasers, because these storms have a life of their own and can very quickly strengthen or weaken, it is always kind of a gamble.
This year, Wisconsin has seen 42 confirmed tornadoes. That's almost double the yearly average, and it makes 2024 the fourth most active tornado season in recorded Wisconsin history. But if you do see a tornado live and in person instead of on the big screen, just remember, Hollywood doesn't always get it right.
Go in it with maybe a grain of salt, and then, you know, hey, you can email your meteorologist. You can email myself. You can email Alex, Savannah, Kelly, Jacob, Buddy, and just ask us, like, hey, I saw this in Twisters. I saw this in Twister, any weather-related thing, and just say, is this true?
Reporting in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
So you mean to tell me a fire tornado may or may not be true?
Fire tornado, sharknado, whatever NATO is probably not going to exist in real life. But go and see the movie. Again, I said that I had a little bit of a bias, but go and see it and kind of form your own thoughts.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze. We'll be back with sports after this.
The anniversary sale at Denver Mattress is on now. And right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Save up to $300 on our Doctor's Choice lineup or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. The anniversary sale only at Denver Mattress.
Want to instantly look more attractive and years younger? The solution is whiter teeth. But you love coffee and tea, maybe even wine or smoking. It's time you discovered Power Swabs.
The first time I tried it, my husband was so excited. And he said, I can't believe how white your teeth are. From that point on, I've been sold.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first application. After 5-minute daily treatments for the next week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
She's the district attorney who protected children from sexual predators. She's the attorney general who stood up to the big banks to protect homeowners and won. The senator who fought to defend a woman's right to make her own medical decisions. And the vice president who fought to cap the price of insulin at $35 a month. As America turns the page, Kamala is ready. FFPAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
The anniversary sale at Denver Mattress is on now. And right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Save up to $300 on our Doctor's Choice lineup or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. The anniversary sale only at Denver Mattress.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
He certainly comes with his baggage, but there is no questioning Ryan Braun is one of the best Brewers ever. And today, the crew doubled down on that, inducting Braun as the 23rd member of their Walk of Fame. The franchise's highest honor was given to the all-time home run leader, a 6-time All-Star, the 2007 Rookie of the Year, and the 2011 MVP. He played his entire 14-year career with the crew, guiding them to the postseason 5 times, and now is enshrined in his rightful place in Brewers history.
I feel an immense sense of gratitude and appreciation, incredibly humbled by this honor, and to have the opportunity to look around and see so many people that have been impactful, not only in my baseball career, but in my life. And it's really like an overwhelming emotional feeling. I feel more emotional and more reflective than I expected to be, but just so much fun to have an opportunity to celebrate everybody who's here.
As for Braun's first pitch, just a little high and outside, but Jackson Chorio channeled his inner Braun. Bottom of the fifth, Crew leading at 4-1, and see you later. A solo blast from the rookie, his 11th of the season, and basically it put this one away. We skip to the ninth, though, because Devin Williams is back. The Brewers' all-star closer making his first appearance of the season. That's due to a back injury. Here, he'd allow a hit, and in the ninth, a scoreless ninth that he pitched. We show this because Xavier Edwards beats out the single to finish off of a cycle for him, one of the rarest feats in baseball. But the Brewers got what they really wanted, the win, 6-2, the final score. When Wisconsin linebacker Jake Chaney first told his mom he was committing to Wisconsin, she said, Wisconsin, which makes sense when you live in Tampa, Florida, but there's more to the story. Chaney tells me EA College Football, the video game, may be part of the reason why he chose Wisconsin eventually. That's after the game's 10-year hiatus. Him and his brother would play the game nonstop and is part of the reason that he chose Wisconsin. We had a interview bite from him, but it doesn't sound like we have time to show it to you, so we'll save that for another day. But pretty incredible how, you know, a video game can have that much impact.
For sure.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello permanent fat removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately.
It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Watch this. Witness what happens to this woman's bags under her eyes in an actual time lapse in just minutes. The problem will disappear before your eyes with a revolutionary topical formulation that works in just minutes, and the effects will last for hours. Over 1 million people are using this topical technique to visually reduce puffiness and bags, even fine lines and wrinkles on the face and forehead. Introducing Plexiderm. Jump on board and say yes to this amazing $14.95 Plexiderm trial. Order right now. We'll pay your shipping.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com. 4imprint for certainty.
That's all we have for now. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.